Ezekiel 37. Here Ezekiel sees a valley of dry bones, and he's asked the question, can these bones live? In other words, there was no possibility that they could come back together and live again. This is like being in a mass graveyard. But then the Spirit of God comes into them, and they come together, they stand up as a great army that is going to be used by God. Well, this is continuing what we read in chapter 36, where God says to them, okay, Israel, you have failed to keep the old covenant, you didn't keep my laws. Okay, here's a new deal. I will put my Spirit into you. And in the Bible, the Spirit is the mind, is the heart. I will give you a new mind. I will give you a heart transplant, so that spiritually you come alive. This then is what happens when we accept the new covenant. That which cannot live, that which is dead, that which is useless, is made alive by God's Spirit. You look at your own life and you see your own weakness and your own spiritual laziness and your own deadness. You can come alive by God's Spirit coming into you, as was prophesied here. The tragedy was the people of Judah didn't want that. They preferred to just sit in Babylon and enjoy the soft life and not get involved with this. And this is the tragedy today, that there is a beautiful new life out there in the ways of the Spirit, but people prefer to just stick where they are because people are so conservative by nature. It's rather like the idea of a new creation. Genesis chapter 1 says that there was darkness on the face of the earth, and it was all without form, and it was empty, and darkness was there. But then the Spirit of God turned that into the beautiful creation that we have before us. And that is, of course, how we are, without form, with no beauty. And yet God's Spirit can come into absolutely ordinary, obscure human lives and radically and beautifully enliven us and make us alive. And there are examples of that amongst the body of believers today, and you can be one of them.